Hey folks, so Star Trek Ascendancy is one of those games that's been around for a little while and has built up a considerable following of diehard fans. This video is not really for them. I mean, they might enjoy it, they'll most likely have notes, but who I'm imagining watching this video, who I'm imagining you are, is a friend of theirs. Maybe you haven't tried the game yet, but they keep talking about it, so you think, yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. Or maybe you're just a Trekkie who heard about this big strategy game set in the Star Trek universe. Regardless, this video is going to help you navigate a few of the common pitfalls that you might encounter in your first few games. So without further ado, here are my top 5 beginner strategy tips for Star Trek Ascendancy. Each faction in Ascendancy specializes in something, but it's not always easy to really see what that is. I mean, sure, the Klingons like to fight, but that doesn't really tell you what to do about that. One of the best ways, I think, to get a sense of your faction is to look through their advancement deck. Everyone has a little bit of everything, but they also have a definite focus. So the Federation, for example, they're all about diplomacy and exploration. The Klingons, predictably, are all about warfare, but they also have some really interesting methods of ship production. And the Romulans have their cool culture ability, but the techs themselves are also quite varied and useful. So if you can get a lot of them, it's a pretty flexible faction. Now, once you have a sense of your general vibe, it's time to start looking ahead. With different strengths come different needs, so you should be building not just your units, but also the galaxy itself to fit them. Yes, the systems that you reveal are going to be random, and you do need to adapt to that, but there's always a way to make it fit into your strategy. The Federation love to explore, so placing a lot of systems near your home before connecting to anyone else is a strong play. The Klingons, on the other hand, they want to fight, so making a beeline towards the home systems of your enemies is a good way to do that. And the Romulans are more of a science-based faction, so seeking out research worlds and phenomena is usually a priority. While it's tempting to throw down a starbase on the first round, I don't think the extra command token is worth the inefficiency. Because you can already build units at home, I think it's better to place your first starbase on a nearby system instead, preferably one with a lot of connections. From there, try to find important choke points that need extra defense or tucked away systems that will never be attacked. Either way will garner some benefits, but the important point is to not have them all scrunched up together. Even if you want to play defensively, if you're unable to respond to threats on your borders, you're going to be in for a rough ride. While the concept here is a no-brainer, the methods might be a bit elusive at first glance. Basically, if other players are beating you in the resource game, you need to catch up before it's too late. If you're low on production, consider opening up trade negotiations, preferably with the weaker of your two opponents. If it's research you need, start looking for those phenomena to take control of and start mining. And if it's culture, well, every faction has their own unique way of producing it, so try to find a way that works for you. But culture is especially important because it's tied to ascendancy, so if someone's starting to break away, you might need to get a bit aggressive with my final tip. While it can be appealing to just turtle up in this game, even if you're playing as the Federation, you might need to go on the offensive in order to stop a runaway victory. If another player is earning a lot more culture than everyone else, you need to start targeting the sources of their advantage. If they've got a culture-rich planet, take it over. If they are the Klingons and they're winning too many military victories, then maybe you need to band together with a third player in order to keep them at bay while you upgrade your fleets. Whatever you do, though, it doesn't have to be all-out war. Just chipping away at their lead might be enough to turn the tides, but you need to act quick once you start to sense the danger. If you wait too long, you might get left behind once the endgame starts. And those are my top 5 beginner strategy tips. Now, if you have any suggestions of your own, I would love to hear about them in the comments. I've also included some links in the description box of some resources that helped me write this video. And I would especially recommend the 3-Minute Board Games Faction Guide, because it goes through even the expansion factions. So it's a really good resource. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.